Hi. In this video I'm going to show you some Shakashaka patterns and advanced techniques. If you have a 0 anywhere on the puzzle, its neighbors should be white, so we can mark them with a dot. These corner cells cannot be white because they would form a non-rectangular white area. They must contain triangles, and this is the only way to place them. This part of the pattern is very useful. When you have two white cells diagonally, but they cannot be a part of the same rectangle, then there must be a triangle to separate them. The next pattern is when you have a 4 and a 2 diagonally. These two corner cells should be triangles like this, which solves the 2, and we can place dots in its other neighbor cells. This one should be a triangle. And we can do some bounces to form the final pattern. The next pattern is when we have a 3 and a 1 diagonally. If the triangle is on the far end of the 1, then the 3 will be left with only 2 available neighbors for its triangles. This means that the far end neighbors of the 1 should be white. And we can place a triangle between them. We can also deduce that both cells on the far end of the 3 should contain a triangle. We could be able to place them depending on the surroundings. The next pattern is when there is a 1 and a black cell diagonally like this. If we had a triangle on the far end of the 1, these cells would be white. And there should be a triangle between them. But this is not a valid move. The far end neighbors of the 1 should be white. Now I will show you some techniques, which will help you solve harder puzzles. In a situation like this, you can say for sure that both triangles are the opposite sides of the same rectangle. A triangle in between will not be a valid move. If one of the triangles is a part of a longer side, we can use the fact that the opposite sides of a rectangle should be equal. So we can extend the other side as well. Similarly, if we have a case like this, we can make the opposite sides equal. In a case like this, we cannot connect the sides of these two rectangles. Those sides should turn 90 degrees. You can also look for edge cases like this. If we were to extend a side with one more cell, there would be not enough space to create the full rectangle. And sometimes you should think one step ahead. In a case like this, if we close the rectangle immediately, there will be some non-rectangular white space left. That is not an option, so the rectangle should be a bit bigger. Are you ready to try your new skills? In the next video I will show you how to make the most out of the interface of puzzle-shakashaka.com. I will show you all the settings, different modes and helpers. How to play on a desktop computer or on a mobile device.